Well, it's the third annual event. We've done this for 3 years, and it's a very interesting time when people from all over the state of Michigan get together and discuss their work as far as research is concerned, discovering Bigfoot or Sasquatch.
Yes, we're not talking just promoters or believers, but we're talking skeptics are probably going to be here, and everybody's going to be here to discuss the possibilities. Some people think that this is just a legend, but kind of...
The public is welcome.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And it's a certain group of people, really. They're devoted followers. Mm-hmm. They probably watch Animal Planet and some of the shows on TV now that feature this subject matter. But there's an increased amount of interest, it seemed like, as time goes on.
I know when we first started, you were more of a skeptic than anything else. I mean, has that changed at all with what you've...
It has. I've been pushed over the edge now at this point. And there are a number of reasons for that. I don't think you just one day say, I'm a skeptic, and the next day, oh, no, I'm a believer in Bigfoot. I mean, maybe you read an article in the paper. It takes a while. I mean, it's actually a thought process. Most people will never see Bigfoot. There are some people who have like a chance sighting, or maybe even an encounter, which is a little more involved than just a sighting. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't find some credibility to the fact that there could be a creature living among us that we don't necessarily recognize. But the question is, how does it do it? How did it do it? How does it survive all this time? And it's a real thought-provoking question. And so Bigfoot Bash gives us a chance to delve into some of those questions.
Kind of compare notes with other people.
With other people.
Right.
And so as you read books, like that's the one thing that helped me. You start with maybe sightings. You compare sightings that people have had, and you find a common theme or a common thread that runs through all of those, and you know they're not making up these stories, because this one saw it somewhere, somebody else saw it somewhere else, and yet there's a similarity or a pattern. And then you can become more serious about it and read books. Now, for the Bigfoot Bash, we get in lots of books from the county library system. And our county librarian is very, very good to assemble books. And even our researchers come in and use those books. So a number of books have helped me, starting with the manual here, Reports of Bigfoot and Sasquatch in Michigan. And this was compiled by Bob Daigle, and it's a manual which includes sightings in all 83 counties of Michigan. And Oscoda County, where we are living here now, has a great number of sightings. And I credit that to, you know, a lot of water. Bigfoot likes to be near water, and we have the Osable River here. So, and the Foley Swamp near Luzerne. So it's a perfect habitat for an animal like Bigfoot. So I value the work that Bob Daigle has done in assembling these. He is a member of the Michigan Bigfoot Research Organization. And he is really I call him a coordinator of our Bigfoot Bash. I like to run everything past Bob for his, you know, approval or disapproval. Okay, we started with that. And then last year we had Lisa Scheel here from Lake Linden in the Upper Peninsula. And she is more or less a Bigfoot researcher from that part of the country. And she has written a book, Backyard Bigfoot, and she's doing even more research now. But some very interesting Bigfoot-related phenomena that she reports in her book which include stick signs and the braiding of the manes of horses, that I just found totally fascinating. I'm sorry she can't be with us this year, but we were lucky to have Lisa last year. She's a lovely lady. So that was book number 2. Then while I was away last winter in South Texas, and by the way, Bigfoot is found in all states. Oklahoma is a prime area also. At one of the bookstores I found Anatomy of a Beast. It's a book kind of, well, maybe believing, maybe not believing. I mean, it goes with the skeptic business, but it includes a nice account of all of the people who started the Bigfoot search back in California, Washington, and Oregon. There's pictures of those people. The Patterson film, you recall. It's very good as far as the history of this. And so I treasure that book. Then more recently, and I've loaned this book out, but Living 50 Years with Bigfoot by Mary Green will put you over the edge. A family in Tennessee, the Carters, who lived with the family of the Bigfoot for 50 years. There's no way that book can be a fabrication, and it includes pictures and all of the stories that are told about, well, actually children growing up with the young people of the Bigfoot family. And Grandpa Carter actually believed that this Bigfoot was a human being, and so did Grandma. And he did not call it Bigfoot. He protected his farm from hunters or people coming in because he had developed a great rapport with the Bigfoot family, and he did not want to see them harmed. They actually, almost to his dying day, he carried food out for the Bigfoot family, and so there was a mutual exchange there. Grandpa Carter called them wandering spirits, and in that respect, then, you go to the reference book of all time, the Holy Bible, and he made much use of the 5th book of Moses, Deuteronomy, and Genesis also, and tracing Bigfoot back possibly to the birth of Esau and Jacob, the twins. The first one born, red and hairy, and then later was named Edom and became more or less the father of the Edomites. And a very, very interesting historic narrative in the 5th book of Moses about how the children of Israel, the Hebrews, were coming through the wilderness after they left Egypt. And it's well, you can understand how Grandpa Carter then would feel a kind of commitment to Bigfoot if he felt there were a connection between the descendants of Esau and the Edomites and the children of Israel. So that aspect of Bigfoot really gives you an incentive to reread the Old Testament. Anyway, we are delighted that we have people coming then for the Bigfoot Bash to explore this subject, and we keep adding things to our collection here at the museum. From the hand of Bigfoot.
Let's take a look at that.
Okay, the hand of Bigfoot was presented to the museum last summer by Dr. Igor Burtsev of Moscow, Russia, who is a history major, I believe, but his interest is tracking down Bigfoot all over the world, and he has spent a lifetime doing it. So this handprint that was given to him by, I think, Tom Thomas of St. Clair Shores area, then we've had on display in the museum ever since it was presented. But more recently, we have had a local print casting presented that really is the icing on the cake. This is a foot casting of Bigfoot, actually probably made not too far from here, and was made by one of our local researchers, a young person, and it's pretty convincing to see this print, and kind of mind-boggling at the same time to think that this creature could be out there stalking around in the swamps. And this will be on display throughout the summer here at the museum for anybody who would like to take a look at. Plus, there will be follow the trail through the woods here by the museum. A trail will be constructed where there will be stick stacking, some stone stacking. Actually, Bigfoot also stacks stones, and some structures that you might expect to find in the woods where there was a Bigfoot. And that would be very helpful, because if you're wandering about sometime in the woods and you wonder why 3 or 4 trees have fallen in such a manner, you might conclude, well, maybe this is a sign from Bigfoot. And then also we will have, we have scheduled Sanjay Singhal here from, I think he is now in the Chicago area, who has made it his, he is an architect who has made it his field of study to find as many stick structures and little enclosures that Bigfoot builds in the woods for himself. So from an architect's point of view, that would be very interesting.
Thank you, Nelson.
You're welcome.